Yeah, yeah. Fresh out the cell with a plan and a boo. Anklet beeping, but my heart's beating for you. Let's go. Met her on a prison pen pal site. She said you cute even in that orange light. Now I'm home and I'm free, kinda on probation. She picked me up in a Prius, pure elation. Got a teardrop tat and a heart full of dreams. She brought cupcakes and some government cheese. I said, girl, you a snack, maybe even a feast. She said, you just hungry cause you live with the beast. Love after lockup, wild and free. Got no keys, but she got the key to me. From yard time to FaceTime, look at us glow. From prison phone calls to reality show. Love after lockup, we don't play. Tinder got nothing on JPay. I did my time, now I'm doing hers. Doing laundry and love, both in spurts.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of Love After Lockup, Lockdown, where we are covering Season 2, Episode 31. As always, you can find us in our Facebook group and on Instagram at Love After Lockup, Lockdown. I'm Jennifer.
And I'm Lisa.
And this week we're covering Season 2, Episode 31, Dirty Laundry. Lisa, how are you?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you?
Spectacular.
So it is snowy, and you've got a lot of snow in your neck of the woods as well. And Christmas is coming, and so is Santa. Just want to throw that out there. And for our Christmas gift, we would like you to help us out. So all we want for Christmas is more ratings and reviews on Spotify and Apple, namely. So we're doing very good, but we need to become more visible. And in 6 months, we have come a very, very long way in a very short time. But we need your help. So our numbers thus far, and we are climbing even more, but we would like you to help us go even further, even faster. We have now 130 followers on Spotify and 5,900 listens, and we have 1,864 followers on our Facebook page. That is for our podcast page. And in our Facebook group of our podcast's name, and where that is where we discuss literally everything about the show Love After Lockup, Life After Lockup, what have you. It has grown to 40,000 members, which is absolutely insane. 40,000 is crazy, and it grows literally every day. On Apple, we have 152 followers, and 6.8 thousand plays, which is nuts. And apparently we are huge in Dallas and Atlanta, and I don't know why. But shout out Dallas and Atlanta, which we are nowhere near because we are from New York and Ohio. Whatever. And second to the United States of America, shout out Australia because that's our second best country. And we could use a little push in Kenya because Kenya is just where we're doing the worst. So, Kenya, where are you?
Come on, friends.
Come on, Kenya.
Excellent. This week we start off with Glorietta and Alex, and they're driving and he's singing to her, and she says, "Oh, that was so beautiful."
It was, can I just say it was not beautiful? It was absolutely not beautiful. It was not even karaoke worthy. It it was like my son at 10 years old worthy. Like I picked him up from school and he's like, "Mom, I'm going to sing a song for you."
He said it's great to be breathing fresh air that doesn't smell like dudes.
Oh my gosh. Well, when do we talk about Alex's tattoo on his mouth? Because
That's a good question.
it hasn't come in yet, but he has a teardrop in the corner of his mouth. But is it a teardrop? And we're talking about the jail smelling like dudes.
He says that it means the same thing as a teardrop by your eye, is what I heard. That's what I heard.
Okay.
Allegedly.
I've never
I
heard that in my entire life. I've also never seen anyone have a teardrop by the corner of their mouth tattoo.
I don't know. He says he can't wait to touch her, and I bet that's true. You've been locked up.
Yep. So he this is interesting. If he gets caught having part of his probation stipulations is if he gets caught having anything that he can use to create a fraudulent check, he can violate his terms of probation. So a computer, a laptop, literally anything that can print something or
Right.
create like print shop, anything.
He says that he's on 5 grants of felony probation. He's been in trouble so many times that if he violates again, he'll go back for an additional 5 years.
So this is interesting. After he says this, Glorietta's like, "Well, I've been cutting things out of magazines and putting them into my wedding planner." And I'm thinking, well, if she's cutting stuff out of magazines, can't that violate his probation? Because she wants him to help her start planning their wedding. And as she's cutting stuff out of like magazines, can't that be like something you could do to like create like a fraudulent document if you're like thinking like the movie Catch Me If You Can, where they like piece stuff together and photocopy it?
Does Alex really strike you as the kind of guy who's gonna be piecing together magazines to make fraudulent checks?
I don't know, but he can't walk into like an Office Max. Is that part of like the violation?
Like, he can't possess these things, and probably only so that if he's caught with them, I don't think they're, like, actively watching him to make sure he's not making checks out of the Cosmopolitan magazine.
But this also screams Glorietta, it has the mentality of a teenage girl because again, she's like scrapbooking about their wedding.
I know. Well, she tells him about it. She's like, "Oh, I made the scrapbook for our wedding. It's our wedding book." And he's like, "Look, I wanna have some fun. I am not interested."
Yeah, all he talks about is drinking too,
Yeah.
which makes me think that he's like got a problem with drinking. This dude has mentioned drinking. I can't I we could have a drinking game with as many times as this dude has mentioned drinking in the amount of time he's been out thus far.
Or he's not interested in her, and so he figures he'll get through, why not enjoy it? So he's gonna get drunk, to make it through with her. I don't know.
Yeah. He's like, I'm just gonna get crunk so I don't have to think about this lunatic that I have by my side right now.
He asks her what she's going to do if someone flirts with him, and she says, "Oh, I'll fuck a bitch up." "Yeah, I am sure you will, Glorietta."
I think she might though. She seems like all like cutesy and nice, but then in at the she turns like real quick. She's like, "I'm gonna make a scrapbook and I'm gonna cut stuff out, babe." And then he's like, "Well, what would you do if a girl looked at me?" And she's like, "I'll fuck a bitch up."
Yeah, but I mean, I don't think she's that feisty. I don't see it in her.
Mm, I don't know. I mean, her mom isn't her mom like from the army or something?
That doesn't mean that I
Mom
mean, her
like
mom
military?
seems like a badass, but it doesn't mean
Yeah,
Glorietta's a badass by any
true,
means.
true.
So he says that Glorietta is overprotective and it's a little much. So we already see the cracks forming.
Yeah, he wants to have fun, he wants to have drinks, and then she's like, "Well, if we go out, are you gonna like start trouble in bars? That's a real concern because if they go out, he's drinking, he's a felon, he's on probation, alcohol plus, are you gonna start trouble with women if they stare at me in a bar? All bad,
All of it.
dude with a teardrop tattoo in the corner of his mouth. I mean, all bad.
I feel like we should Google what that means. It's probably going
Oh,
to show up on Urban Dictionary, and I can guess what they're going to say, but let's do that later, and we'll put it up in the Facebook group.
I am well, don't let me forget because we are going to start a massive conversation in the Facebook group later about this tattoo. I'm going to zoom in on this dude's face tattoo and I'm going to splice in a Urban Dictionary. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Oh,
We're doing it.
I wanted to make an announcement. I have decided to forego my campaign to get Cheryl to accept my friend request. And now,
Hey,
well, because I have a new campaign.
Lacey?
Now I no,
Oh,
Cam blocked me, and I don't know why, because I legitimately didn't do anything. I could see Cheryl blocking me, and that'd be a reason, and I'd be like, "Oh, yeah, that makes sense." But Cam blocked me, and I was denying posts in the group because I thought that there was something wrong with them, and it wasn't. It was just his posts that I can't see because for some reason he blocked me.
wait, who blocked you?
Yeah, they're on later seasons, but yeah, so now I had to defer to Jamie. I said, "Well, you're gonna have to police the cam pictures and posts because I
Oh,
can't
so
see
maybe
them."
they got mad. They don't understand how a Facebook group works though. Because we have protections on, if you start posting stuff and it shows up like, oh, well, you're sharing stuff that's automatically blocked. We're not going to leave it in the group because it's just nonsense. Because why are we leaving something in there where it's like, well, this is not able to be shared. We're going to take that down because it's just garbage. But
But it
if we
wasn't.
remove it, yeah, and then who he must have got pissed because you're removing shit. Then it sends him a notification. And he's like, oh, this bitch is removing shit. So he got pissed and blocked you.
I don't know what I honestly like I said, if Cheryl blocked me, I would be like 100% understand, as well as many of the people we've talked about. But I haven't ever said anything negative. I love both of them. I think they're great and their babies are super cute and I miss seeing their friggin' babies, you know?
Yeah.
So that's a thing. It's a thing that keeps me up at night, Lisa.
I
Okay, it
think we should
doesn't,
try
but
Lacey next. I really do. Lacey, Lacey.
accept
Maybe I
Lisa's
should try
friend
Lacey.
request. Yeah, I
Except
think
my,
so.
yeah.
Speaking of Lacey, next up, Lacey, John, and Shane. And Lacey's going to see John while he's in jail. She says that he's a great guy and he always knows what to say.
Yes, and she also says Sean is in shale.
I listened to it over and over again, and she definitely says Sean. Sean? Sean is in jail.
She 1000% says, because I went back, Sean is in shale.
Oh, I hate it.
She's feeling guilty because at this time she says John. John could be Marlo's dad.
Right. And that's why she says she needs to tell him because he could be Marlowe's dad. I think you just
Yes.
need to tell him anyway.
Well, she's talking to John and she tells him that he looks sexy and that the kids are excited to see him.
Right, but that's the first thing she says to him. You look good. You look sexy.
And he tells her she looks sexy too. This is crazy. This is wild that this starts out with the sexy talk. And after the sexy talk, it just goes right into, do you still want to get the paternity test done? What is
Mm-hmm.
fucking happening here?
Yeah, and then John says that he loves Lacey and having a kid with her would be a bond.
That's all you need. Sexiness and kids.
And this is where she comes clean with him and she tells him that she's been talking to another guy.
This is the time to do it when you have a brick or whatever wall that is a very thick wall and a bulletproof glass. She tells him that she's talking to another guy.
Well, yeah, you don't want to wait till he gets out.
No, you first tell him that he's sexy, then you tell him you were talking to another guy.
Exactly. In that order.
Hmm.
She says that they haven't had sex yet, and he's like, stop lying. He knew. We knew. He knew. Everyone knew.
Why would he believe her? I wouldn't believe her. I am 100% on Sean's side at this point. He says this is why you haven't picked up the phone, and he is exactly right.
Yeah, absolutely. He tells her she can't have feelings for two people at once, and she apologizes to him and says, I love you. Not what part of your behavior says I love you?
Well, Lacey can have feelings for more than one person at the same time when they're not the correct kinds of feelings.
They're sexy feelings.
Yes, when they're sexy feelings, when they're shallow feelings, you absolutely can have feelings for more than one person at the same time. When they're lacy feelings, you can have these kinds of feelings for many people at the same time.
I think unfortunately people get wrapped up in they like think that wanting to fuck somebody is being in love with them, to put it bluntly. And
Yeah, that's all this is.
she just wants to
I
fuck everybody,
Oh
or at
gosh.
least Shane and Sean.
Yeah. Oh my goodness gracious. He says, "Do you know how many nights I stayed up thinking about you?" And well, what else is there to frickin' do? They showed pictures of this jail, and if that was real, I am like, holy fuck. This may as well been cinder blocks and a friggin' blanket. That was terrible. I was like, holy shit.
They wrap the scene up with John saying he knows when Lacey's lying. And I think you said it. There is he's not surprised by the fact that she's lying, which means that this is something that he's used to. Her running out and finding another guy to talk to, her, all of these things. He wasn't surprised. He was unhappy, but he wasn't surprised.
I bet he does know when she's lying because that's all she does is lie. It's like they have a relationship built on lies.
If her lips are moving, she's lying. I know a couple of those. Next up, Angela and Tony. Angela and Tommy are driving around looking for Tony, and they decide to start by going to the hotel he works at.
This is just fucking crazy. Crazy. This absolutely puts the frosting on the Angela and Tony cake.
She tells Tommy that she thinks that his supervisor knows where he is and that he might even still be at the hotel, like never left after work.
He's just in some random room with who the hell knows what. But he has escaped the halfway house, and Tommy and Angela are going to search for him. And Tommy is just with Angela because he just wants to be with Angela, and Angela just wants to fucking find Tony.
Right.
They're at the motel, but this looks like a hotel to me. That does not look like a motel. Not any motel I've ever seen. It looks like a hotel to me.
Lisa, I
What?
would ride around and look for your Tony with you.
That would be hysterical. I don't know what kinds of things would happen if you and I lived in the same, in the
We would
same
be writing
town.
people from the prisoner pen pal site.
Maybe not in the life that I live in now, but my old life, I can't even fucking imagine what would have happened. But they're going to find this Amy person who is a housekeeper, housemaid, house marm, housewoman,
House lady.
that house lady. I don't know that Tony hangs around with. Whatever.
Right. She says he's been working in housekeeping with women, and he made a new friend named Amy.
Oh, one of many friends, I'm gonna guess.
I think that's a safe bet.
Air quotes friends.
Angela says sometimes when they're on the phone, he'll put her on hold to answer Amy's calls. And she has strong suspicions about Tony and Amy. To be fair, I feel like she would have strong suspicions about anyone.
Some time has passed here between the time that Tony has gotten to this halfway house and to this point. There has been a gap that we missed. There has been a lot of time. We talk about that happening in this show. Things
Yeah,
have happened that we didn't know about.
clever editing.
Yeah.
So Tommy and Angela confront Amy in the laundry room of the hotel. They just walk right in, and this lady's working, and they confront her. Of course, they wrap that scene up there. I really wanted to hear more. Next up, Cheryl and Josh. And Cheryl is sitting on the back of her car at the zoo waiting for his nieces.
Yeah, she's real excited about the nieces, but not about the mom, Tina.
This this scene gave me the hibbity jibbities, if I may, because she's all down in the kid's face, like, oh, blah, 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 little kids. Where are your children, ma'am?
Oh, gosh. Okay. I have so much to say about this. So she's saying she wants to smack the stupid out of Tina. And okay, I do realize that there are other reasons why Cheryl could be this level of skinny. And I'm not judging, but I have heard things about Cheryl, speculations, rumors, what have you. But there are scenes about with Cheryl in them. She is so fucking skinny. And I know people speculate drugs, but I was looking for track marks on this girl's arms. I'm sorry. I was. Her judgment upon other things, and I'm like, what is wrong with this girl? And she's saying, and you're talking about the kids, right? There's this scene where she's standing there, and Cheryl's like, I want a big house on a hill with,
Mm-hmm.
because they're looking at the longhorns, and she's like, with a longhorn pasture and kids, more than 3 kids. And, or I'm sorry, she's like, with kids, more than 3. And I'm like, Cheryl, longhorn, or like, longhorns are kids. Like, you already have kids. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, you have kids. Like, where are your kids? What fucking kids are you talking about? You want more than 3 kids? More than the 3 kids you already have?
Yes,
The
that's exactly
three
what
kids.
she's saying. She wants kids, and then she's like, oh, fuck, I already have kids. More than 3. So she quantified her statement.
Like,
Oh, I want
what?
kids. More than 3, more than the ones I already have.
Okay, is that, I'm like, what the fuck? Like, hello, you abandoned your kids. And then I was like, are you talking about more like,
Yeah.
and where are you getting freaking longhorns from? What?
She's never gonna have Longhorn money. I mean, she may have Longhorn Steakhouse
No.
money, but she is not having Longhorn pet money. She's not having a
Yeah,
ranch, my friend.
oh my god. Then what makes you think that Josh is going to have Longhorn Steakhouse money, let alone Longhorn animal money or 3 additional kid money? I'm like, "Oh my god." The way that this girl's moods swing too, I'm like, something is wrong with her. So you've got the way that her moods swing, her judgment, her thinness. I'm like, something is wrong with Cheryl. On top of the fact that she won't accept your friend request. Something is wrong with Cheryl.
So his mom is also going to be at the zoo. And they have not resolved anything since his mom accused her of trying to sleep with her husband.
Yeah.
Cheryl says whenever she's near his mom, she wants to smack the stupid out of her. And I'm like, here's the thing. That's still his mom.
Yeah. I can't even imagine. Like, what if I didn't like your mom for whatever reason, and I went to your house and I said it in front of you while your mom wasn't in the room? I want to smack the stupid out of your mom. What would you say to me? Can
I would probably
you
smack you in the
imagine?
head. Like, I
Exactly.
would be like, excuse the fuck out of me?
Like, what the hell? Like,
You don't
what would
say
you
shit like
do?
that.
Like,
Mm-mm.
it's fine, like, it's okay, so whatever, say, like, your mom and I didn't get along, but, like, I could keep it to myself, I would never say that.
She's an odd duck. Like, I don't know why, but she's a little weird.
My god. Like, okay, alright, it's so it's crazy. I can't. I just can't. Whatever.
He tells his nieces that the zoo is a lot like prison, which, fair.
Here's the other thing about this kid thing. They're they're talking about, "When do you wanna have kids?" Josh is like, "Well, I don't know about having kids and blah blah blah. Well, I want to wait to have kids." And Cheryl's like, "I thought you wanted to have kids." And well, I didn't Josh give her sperm in a bag in the friggin' prison wanting her to have kids?
He
What?
did. Yeah. Yeah,
Now
he
all of a
did.
sudden they're out of they're in real life and he doesn't want to have kids. Oh, maybe it's because she wants to stab your mom.
But this is so fucking creepy though, because she goes, he says, "Judge me if you want, but I want the white picket fence." And she gets pissed and she goes, "Why are you accusing me of judging you? What the fuck?" And then she just smiles. The smile spreads across her face and she starts laughing and she goes, "Just kidding." That's creepy.
Yes, because something is wrong with this woman. And he says things like, "I would not have gotten that dress." Oh my God. Like, what is happening here? Oh my gosh. And he's like, "Let's not rush the wedding just for the sake of rushing it." He's now like realizing this is not a good idea. All right, so Josh is not a cash. What am I? Share or Lacey? Um, so sorry, my pills are kicking in. No, so like, all right, Josh is not a catch by any stretch of the imagination, and obviously we know that Josh goes nowhere in life, but he's now realizing like Cheryl is like woo Looney Tunes because he's now like going, I don't know about this. He's seeing red flags in Cheryl right now.
However, Cheryl does say that right now they're using the pull-out method as their form of birth control, which for
Right?
anyone who thinks that is a form of birth control, you are wrong, and you're probably going to end up pregnant. So he
Yeah.
knows enough about her to be like, "Oh, it's fine if she gets pregnant." That's a thing too.
Yeah, that she does say that's how she had all of her other kids.
Mhm. So, being the sensible one between them, he does say that he needs to wait to make sure that the relationship is going to last before they get married. And I
Mhm.
would not think that Josh would be the sensible one. But I mean, it's the toss up between Cheryl or Josh.
Well, she also says that winter weddings suck. So there's that.
So just wait. Just wait.
Mhm.
Next up, Vincent and Amber, and they're meeting with her friend so she can try to get the truth from Vincent because she thinks that he's a con man. Apparently, she read his letters while Amber was locked up, and she is very suspicious of him.
I'm going to agree, and the entire time I was watching this scene, all I wanted was to go to a Mexican restaurant.
Maybe that's why I've been craving the Mexican lately.
I just really wanted, yeah, I wanted a margarita and I wanted fajitas and some chips and some queso.
Sounds delicious.
So Vince is really creeping me the fuck out and I don't like him. And he's crazy. I don't like him. How do you feel?
There's something about him that gives me the hibbity-jibbities, and I mean, obviously, I'm not the only person who notices it. Like, Amber recognized it right away, and then her friend noticed it right away. But she is meeting him for lunch, and she doesn't even tell him that her friend is going to be there.
Yeah, yeah, it was like a sneak attack.
Mhm.
So she's just like, why the commitment so soon? But like they do this like, oh, Amber's like, I'm gonna go to the bathroom, and then they just leave Vince with the friend,
Right.
and she just blasts him with some questions, and she's just like, well, hey, what's your motive behind the prisoner? I'll be scared of this friend. This friend's kind of scary. I'm not gonna lie. I wouldn't want to be alone with this friend.
She's aggressive.
Yeah, maybe in a Mexican restaurant, but not like in a dark alley or anything.
So, yeah, Michelle asks him why he wants a commitment so soon, and he was like, "Oh, I think we have what it takes to have a substantial commitment." And she's like, "Yeah, but what are your motives? Is it a tax write-off? Like, what are you after?" Because he is obviously after something. I mean, think about what he did with Puppy. He did adopt Puppy, right?
Well, let's be honest, we already know it's a tax write-off, and we know Amber probably told Michelle that it's a tax write-off because it's common knowledge because of Puppy. It's not like she wouldn't have told Michelle about the plan. So Vince does tell Michelle that he wrote 10 prisoners, and Michelle's like, that's a lot because it is. And at
It
first,
is.
we didn't know why it was 10 prisoners because they weren't telling us. And now we know, and it's even creepier.
Michelle asks him if he lies a lot, and he says no. And she goes, "Oh, so you're in Georgia on a side job?" And he starts laughing again, a creepy laugh. And he says, "That probably wasn't the best way to word it. You fucking think, my guy? Like, what?"
Vince Vince starts inching more and more towards serial killer vibes as each episode goes on.
I wonder if Cheryl ends up with Vincent.
Oh my goodness. He's like leather human suit each episode.
I don't get it, but there's something going on.
I don't know, but pretty soon he's gonna be driving a Volkswagen Beetle. But she's like, you don't have a sugar mama or nothing, do you? And Vince is like, no, but I'm pretty sure Amber had sugar daddies. Well, why the hell would Vince have a sugar mama? I don't know if he's that level.
I don't
That's
think
kind of
so.
weird.
And it's not like Amber has anything to give him. You know what I mean? At this time, she's fresh out of prison. She doesn't have anything to give him. But when Amber comes back, Michelle says, "Oh, he's full of shit." And he goes, "Oh, she was drilling me with questions, but my feelings are genuine and I want to be with you."
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
But like at some point they go outside to like smoke and they're in the conversation and Vince just busts outside while they're in the middle of the conversation, which is really weird.
Girl, he came right out and he's like, "Excuse me." And I was
Oh,
like,
it's so
"What the fuck?
creepy.
Give her some space. Learn boundaries, read the room."
It's so weird. I don't know.
And when Michelle asked him why he chose Amber, he says that he loves her and he cares about her, and she inspires him, and that if she wants him, he's 100% in. It doesn't make any sense at all. What are you experiencing that nobody else is experiencing? I don't understand.
I'm not getting if Vince were saying this stuff to me, if that were like my other person, I would be like, I would zero believe this person.
Yeah, everything they said.
Zero. Oh my God. Like if he told me the sky was blue, I would be like, it is absolutely not blue.
So now I know it's not. Okay.
He is the least believable person in the history of believable people. Everything he says lacks emotion. I have not believed this entire time that he loves Amber
He
at
gets
all.
creepier with
Oh,
everything. Like every time he tries to express himself more, it gets creepier. And you're like, please, please stop. And Amber
it just
says she wants to believe that he loves her, but she doesn't. And I don't either. I don't know what he is experiencing, but that is not love.
at this point, the only thing I believe is that Vince wants to murder Amber in her sleep in the bed that he bought her because I just don't believe it.
I could see that happening, honestly.
Oh,
So when he busts out through the door, yeah, he just gets right in their face and he's like, "Do you believe that I love you? Do you believe me when I say this? Do you know what I mean?" And
weird. Oh God, it's like go away. And Amber's face was just like, oh.
mine, I wish mine could have been on there too because it was very similar. Like, what are you doing, man? And he asks her again what he can do to prove to her how much he loves her. Not be a freaking weirdo. Next up, Andrea and Lamondre, and Andrea says she doesn't want to continue through the lies.
Yeah, so she tells Lamondre that he hasn't been honest with her about anything. I'm not gonna say anything, but at least the fact that he's gonna get out, and we just know that Lamondre wanted to get out because he
Right.
wants to be with Andrea. So I don't think it was totally for the worst intentions. Let's give Lamondre a little bit of something here. So she says, well, when are you coming home? And Lamondre says, are you seeing another guy? And Andrea says, no. And she says, well, I'm just not happy anymore and I want out.
Right. And he tells her he wants her to continue to stick by him until he gets out and maybe in a few months. Yeah, maybe the fuck not.
And she knows the answer. So she's like, no, I no longer want to be in this relationship with you. And she just wants her life back.
Right. He says, if you want to go, then go. And he said she is something, and he hopes that nobody snatches her up before he's released because he wants her back.
Yeah, he says that Andrea is beautiful and that someone's definitely going to snatch her up. Which I thought, he at least he knows she's something, and it's kind of I thought it's sad, it's a little sad.
He tells her that he loves her and he hopes she'll come back. And that is how they end the scene. Next, we're back to Angela and Tony, and they ask Amy if she's seen Tony, and she says no. He doesn't work there anymore. Dun dun dun.
Here we go with this Amy. I am like, oh, this Amy's gonna be something, right? I thought she was gonna be at least cute, right? Or young, or something, right? And here's this like 4 foot 10, 50-year-old homely looking troll Amy. And I'm like, what the fuck is this?
I just thought she was a regular looking lady. I think you just
I did
expected her to look different.
not think so. I'm like, this looks like definitely every housekeeper in every motel in every city. every you I just like, what is this lady? I thought this is the woman that he is cheating on Angela with. I was shocked. And I am like, oh my God. I guess I would put the word homely. I don't know. Maybe you thought she was just regular looking, but I was just like, oh my goodness.
Angela says she knows that her and Tony had a thing, and she gets in Amy's face. Amy says, I haven't seen him in days since he lost his job. And she claims like she doesn't even know whether he was fired or he quit, just that he doesn't work there anymore.
Yeah. And Angela is like 2 feet taller than her, and she is up in Amy's business. And she's towering over her, and she's like, "You're not hiding, Tony, are ya?" And Amy's like, "Lord, no."
So yeah, when she gets up in her face, Amy's like, it is time for both of you to go. Like, get out of here. And Angela keeps at it, keeps at it. And Tommy has to kind of pull her away from getting up in Amy's face. And she had nothing to base this off of that we saw.
Well, yeah, and she's just like, "Oh, you need to stop lying. I know you and Tony are tight like that." And Amy's like, I don't even know Tony. And she's like, "I know who he is," but we know that she's lying. Angela knows that he's lying, or that she's lying.
Maybe. I mean, maybe it is. I mean, she could be married and have nothing to do with him.
Well, well, she definitely knows who Tony is. We
She
know
knows
that
who he is.
because
Yeah.
she definitely knows who he is, but at some point she acts like she kind of doesn't, but then she says she does, and I don't necessarily think they have something going on, but that's what Angela's insinuating.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't think that that means that it happened. I mean, Amy says that Tony told her that Angela was crazy, so he's out here talking trash about her already.
Well, yeah, that I do feel that he's definitely trash talking Angela. But it's just like Angela, I don't know who was gonna kill who first. Whether Angela was gonna kill Amy or Amy was gonna kill Angela, but something was gonna go down. Tommy was right up on Angela's back about to pull her off of Amy or get between them, or I don't know what. It's just it was very uncomfortable. Let's just this is all in a laundry room in a motel, and I'm like, sooner or later someone would have called security, don't you think? Like, there's a camera crew here. I think that
Yeah.
this was partially set up.
I don't know. Probably. It's hard to say. Tony has 24 hours at this point to get back to the halfway house before they issue a warrant.
As they're walking out, Angela's like, "She got laundry lint on my dress."
Next up, Lacey, John, and Shane. And John says it sucks that he had to find out in jail, but once he gets home, he's going to sort everything out and get her back. So he's not worried.
Yeah, well, he said, "I slept on the floor for 4 months before I got a bunk," and so basically but I don't know what the point in that was, because like it's not like he went to jail for Lacey. So I don't know what the what that mattered.
I don't know.
It's like, I slept on the floor for this woman.
Unless she put him there, but I don't think that's why he's in there.
No.
Next, we're back to Glorietta and Alex, and they arrive at a beautiful Victorian hotel.
The very first line of this scene, he says, "Shut the fuck up, dude," and I wasn't sure why.
Oh, really?
Yes. Like, to her.
He said it to her?
I think it's just in general about, like, the hotel. Is like, "Shut the fuck
Oh,
up,
I see. He
dude."
was excited. Okay. All right.
And it fits.
She says she's nervous and she has to be wined and dined. And I think you are looking at the wrong person for that to happen.
And exactly, and we talk about this. It's because, like, ma'am, this gentleman just got out, and I loosely use the word gentleman, just got out of jail. He does not have a dime to his name to wine and dine you with. This is your money that you used to pay for this hotel and you booked this yourself.
Yeah.
You were about to wine and dine yourself.
She tells him that they're going to go to dinner, and he was like, nah, I want to stay in the room and get drunk.
Yeah, he wants to turn up and he wants to have some fun with his old lady because doesn't everyone want to be called old lady?
She says he owes her a date if they're not going out that night. And he draws her a bath and he lights candles, and it looks like he's trying to make it super romantic with a bottle of Mr. Bubbles.
That is awesome. He jumps on the bed. He it's been 2 years since he's laid down on a decent bed with some pillows, and the county jail's beds are like cardboard.
She says she wasn't planning on sleeping with him until they've been on some dates, but he's so sexy and his eyes are so beautiful.
Yeah. She really wants to go to dinner, and they're gonna get ready and they're gonna go to dinner, and Alex says, "Well, what if I don't want to go to dinner?" And he's just like, I just want to post up here and I want to drink a little bit. And she's just like, I just had my heart set on going somewhere. And he's like, I just want to caress my woman and crack a bottle and sip a little bit. And she's just like, all right. And I she's just like, but he just I hated this word. She just says that he superly, totally owes me a date right now. But I mean, like, what is this date to her? Because again, like, this would be her, like, taking herself on her own date. I don't
I think
understand.
she just
She's
wants him to go out with her.
just, I guess so. Like, I don't know. I don't know. And like you said, he draws that big bath because ultimately she just kind of talks him in, or he just kind of talks her into ultimately just staying in the hotel and having the bath and getting drunk.
So she kicks out they're making out, and she kicks production out and tells him that she wants to sit on his face. And that's where they end that scene. Next up, Lacey, John, and Shane. And Lacey meets her friend for drinks. And we find out that John is being released in a week at this point. So Lacey tells us, she says, guys do this all the time, and she's just exploring her feelings, no different than any man.
Well, she's kind of the friend doesn't like John because I guess Lacey kind of tells her that John stresses her out. Well, John's been in fucking prison, and I guess that would stress her out. Makes sense. I don't know what the relationship was before John was in prison. I don't know, but she hasn't known Shane long enough to know whether or not he's gonna stress her out too. How can you be team Shane and not team John when you haven't lived life with Shane yet? I don't How do you compete? How is there a competition here?
Who's sexier?
Who's sexier? Yes. Who
I know, I think that's genuinely what she's basing it off of. Who is she more attracted to at the time?
I I don't know. And she's literally putting words in the friend's mouth. Oh, so then you want me to be with Shane, right? And the friend's like, and like she's like, well, I don't know. Like, I really don't know Shane, but like I just know that John stresses you. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like she's like, I can't really tell yet.
So she tells her friend that she loves both of them, and her friend's like, okay, but who are you in love with?
But how can she be in love with Shane yet?
She doesn't know him. She spent a week with him.
And she talked on the phone. I don't. This woman is maddening. Answer my friend request, Lacey. It's coming later.
It does seem to me that her friend tries to push her towards Shane. And like you said, I think it's because she doesn't like John, but she also acknowledges that Shane, even on paper, is not without fault.
Let's not forget that Shane is basically a child compared to Lacey at this point. We
And
we
John,
estimated, yes, we estimated his age to be 21 or
right?
20.
21, I believe. 20, you said
Yeah.
21, 22, I think. So she starts crying and says she can't do it anymore and she's going to have to choose one. And it drives me crazy because again, you fucking think obviously you can't go on. And like you had said previously, if if they would allow it, she would 100% keep both of them.
Yes. Hmm.
Next up, Glorietta and Alex goes down to the front desk in a robe and asks to borrow the phone to call his ex, Juliana.
Oh, dun dun dun. Yeah. So they went through the same struggles as far as their addictions, but Juliana's doing good now. So Glorietta, of course, does not know that there is a Juliana.
Obviously. He says that they've been on and off for years, but she recently reached out to him and they have rekindled. So that's
Yeah,
disappointing.
yes, it is. And he says, "You can't call me on this phone because I don't have a phone yet."
Next up, Angela and Tony, and Angela says she has a couple more places to check, and Tommy says, "How far are we going to take this?"
Well, they're at a diner. Apparently, a diner that Tony frequents a lot because it's across the street from the halfway house.
Angela wonders aloud if Tony is playing her for a fool. And the answer is yes, my friend. Yes, he is.
Yep, he already has Angela, and it's a shame because you're a smart lady. So she says, "It's hard for me to let it go and let him go back to prison." Angela, he is not your son. He is your man. Stop, because he's not your child. So she says her goal is to find him, and that is a place that he frequents, and she really thought that he was going to be there maybe. So they are sitting there and she shows the waitress a pic of Tony on her phone, and the waitress says, "Well, yes, ma'am, he comes in here quite a bit." And she says, "Well, has he been in here today?" And the waitress says, "Well, no, but when he's in here, he usually talks to all the girls and flirts with all the girls too."
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And so Angela responds to that by asking her if he gave her his number. And she was like, "No, not me." And Angela says, "Well, if I find out that he's been with another woman, I just don't even know what I'll do."
Yeah, and the waitress doesn't know who Angela is, so she's like, "Well, he lives across the street and he's an ex-convict." And Angela's like, "Well, I really hope he's not seeing someone else." Well, he probably is seeing many someone else's.
All of the else's.
Yep, all the else's. And Angela magically, as they're sitting there in this diner, at that very moment receives a text from the marshal and the federal marshal, and they've arrested Tony.
And that's where we end this week. Who
Yeah.
was your VIP?
Well, so I'm gonna go with, and this is gonna be a little bit weird. I'm gonna go with Lamondre for actually letting Andrea go. And I thought it was a little bit sweet that he did actually let her go and for what he said about her.
Yeah, I think he does care about her, but you can't lie to people like that.
Hmm.
My VIP was Tommy for just being that stellar friend. And your POS?
I'm gonna go with Vincent for being an absolute fucking psychopath. What did that guy turn into?
I chose Alex because he's a cheating bastard.
Oh my God, Alex. There were so many POSs in this. Like, it could have been, I mean, you name it.
Everybody had a turn.
Oh God.
So that's about it for this week's episode. If you enjoyed the podcast, head over to Apple or Spotify to rate and review. If you'd like to continue the conversation, join our group on Facebook at Love After Lockup, Locked Down. Listen every Wednesday wherever you find your podcasts, and keep those notifications on to be the first to catch bonus episodes.
And in the meantime, don't fall in love.
And don't get locked up.
First date at Walmart, keeping it low. Told the clerk, don't judge me, I'm on parole. I brought roses, okay, 1 rose from a gas station. She said, aw babe, now that's validation. We be vibing in a halfway suite. Microwave dinners, romance elite. She my ride or die, she brought me a phone. Even snuck it in once, pre-release song. She hold me down like a key-o with charm. Except she don't mace me or twist my arm. We write vows in Sharpie on my court docs. Judge said no contact, but we beat the clocks. Love after lockup, cuffed and proud. Matching jumpsuits, now we rockin' the crowd. She said, don't mess up, I said, bet. Now we're TikTok stars with no regrets. So here's the love and second chance thrill. From a concrete bed to Netflix and chill. They said, don't catch feelings, but I caught a case of butterflies, girl, not just in one place. Ankle monitor beep. Oops, curfew gotta bounce.